All right. I think I should be live. Hopefully. That's the plan. So a little bit different for me. I usually am not here live on YouTube. A lot of my stuff is pre-recorded, but I had a little bit of time and some opportunity, and I wanted to make sure that I was giving people an update on what's going on with a couple of big projects. I'm just trying to set up the chat here. Bear with me. Again, I am not a huge live streamer. I apologize. I should have gotten this stuff done first. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. I'm making sure it's me. Okay. Yes. I don't know. Let's cancel that. All right. I think I'm probably not going to see a lot of chat anyway. That is okay. So, sorry about that. So, like I was saying, so this is an unusual live stream, YouTube live stream that I don't do a lot, but I did want to give a couple of big updates. So I have two projects going on right now at the same time that I'm very excited about, and folks have been communicating with me about, and I wanted to provide updates. So let's start with the first one, and that is the ash can for my upcoming comic book called The Just. So this is written, co-created by my partner in crime and friend Terry Sala, illustrated by myself, and this is an ash can. And I know some people have reached out, which is fantastic. Thank you for the folks who have said, hey, I would like to get a copy of that. And so I just started mailing out copies today. So actually you're going to see here we go. You're going to see folks who have come in early, the folks who contacted me originally right off the bat in terms of getting a copy of The Just. Those have started to be mailed out, and I'm going to be continuing to work on boxing them up and getting them to post office and sending them out to all of you very, very soon. So very excited about that. Now, some people have said, like, what is an ash can? So I have one here. You can see it's signed by both myself and Terry Sala. And I want to show everybody kind of what this is. So an ash can, I've talked about this a little in the past. An ash can is a preview book. It's something that used to be done back in the day when you were putting out a new product, a new piece of literature, and you were trying to gauge what the interest would be. Also being done as a proof. Like, so the printer would do a rough proof of something that was meant to be disposable. And you would say, yep, that looks good. All the pages are in order. All the margins look good. Everything looks right. And then you go to your real printing. And this became a disposable thing. And just like the early days of early comic books, baseball cards, these things were not meant to be saved and collected forever, which is why old ones are very rare and worth a lot of money, is because people didn't keep them around. So now it's hard to get them. Same with ash cans. So these made a comeback in the 90s with when Image Comics began. You had a lot of people who were well-known creators, but their new properties weren't well-known. And so they made ash cans to kind of give comic shops and comic readers an idea of, would you be interested in this book? And because not many of them were made, and they're made with a less durable paper, less durable covers, not a lot of have survived. So these early ash cans do become collectible and valuable. Our idea was just, again, to provide something to the fans that is a small collector's item. So we only made 50. There are only 50 ash cans that are made, and when they're gone, they're gone. We do have them in two colors. We have them in the orange. We also have them in a fluorescent pink color. There are more of the orange than the pink. So the pink is again, even slightly more collectible version. What it does, which is very common. So we have kind of a mission statement about what the series and the Just is about, what Terry and I were looking to accomplish with this comic book series, and where our inspiration came from. And then we start to have some preview pages. So these are some original preview pages that I did, which basically would be what you would call today like an issue 0. So this all takes place prior to issue 1 of the Just. Now, you don't have to have this to read issue 1. This just gives you additional information that you would have missed if you didn't pick up the Ash Can. And then after that, we have a lot of the art that was done in preparation and creation of the series. So some of these, let me back up a second. So the Just is a comic book series about a generational superhero team. So if you're familiar with comics, you understand that there is this history or trend of superheroes having what was deemed sidekicks, or younger heroes that they would mentor and partner with. So think Batman and Robin, The Flash and Kid Flash, things like that. Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl. And these kids would get together and become their own superhero team called the Teen Titans. And then you would have, as they got older, right, Robin grows up and becomes Nightwing instead of Batman's partner, and Batman gets a new Robin, and now there's a new generation of younger superheroes. So that's kind of the concept behind the Just, is that there are multi-generations of superheroes that are all together trying to figure out a mystery, a dangerous mystery that has led to some really dark times for these superheroes. They are the preeminent superhero team in the world and trying to figure this out. So how can they stop this seemingly unstoppable villain and their minions? So I had to create multi-generations of superheroes. So this right here is the first generation. This is the original Just, the Just. And the team is modeled very much after sort of a Justice League kind of team. And then you have some other art. So that's by me. This one is by Matt Weldon, who's a fantastic artist. And then this is obviously one of the characters. This is his take on those characters. Great wraparound cover that he did, which will be featured on issue 1. I'm not going to go through all of these. I don't want to spoil it. I want you to get the book so you can see all the cool stuff. But I'll show you one more team. So that was the originals. And then we have the youngest new generation. So this is the 4th generation of heroes that are featured in the Just. And then we have another character that you notice is not here. So where does she fit in? But this Wing character was a super, super fun character design that a lot of people have really enjoyed. Matt did an amazing job with this piece. And I'm looking forward to showing everybody the fate of this character. And then last but not least, we do have another one in the back. This is by Mike McMahon. And these are part of that 4th generation. This is a brother-sister duo who have kind of similar powers in a real unique way. We'll see them, and this is them featured on the back as well. So this is something that's coming out, and we're thinking about launching our Kickstarter program in the summer, so that we could produce the book and have it to you by the end of the fall. So that's one project that's going on right now. These books are $10 plus $5 for shipping. All you have to do is contact me directly through Facebook, Instagram, X, any of those things, to let me know that you're interested in a copy, and I'll communicate to you about how you can do it. If you look here, we've got Facebook links. We have X and Instagram. You can go to any of these links here and reach out to us through those social media platforms to let us know if you'd like a copy. Again, I think right now we have something about between 28 to 30 orders, which means that would leave us with about 20 issues left. And as I mentioned, there's 50 printed, and there's only going to be 50 printed. So when they're gone, they're gone. So that's a great thing to try to get a hold of if you're a comic fan and you want to get in on that ground floor. Super fun, and I'm really, really happy with how the book came out and the printing quality and all that kind of stuff. So very excited there. Now, I'm going to talk about the other one, and this one is M Squad. So everybody or anybody who knows me knows that you've probably heard this. M Squad is my book, my baby. The book, excuse me, the comic and the creation and the characters that I made as a teenager that in 2024 I was able to bring to life, to publication with M Squad #1. And that was due to the support of a lot of people, the backing of a lot of people, and again, the continued support from a lot of people. So I really appreciate that. It means a great deal. And so our next step, of course, is issue 2. Issue 1 is a contained story. It introduces one of the members of M Squad and sort of her introduction to the team. And then issue number 2 continues that story. We talk a little bit about what happened in issue 1, who was behind the conflict in issue 1. We have a new conflict with a group of techno-terrorists that have taken over a city. And M Squad, we believe, are the only people that can stop them. So they move into action. 40 pages of action. 40 pages of action, excitement, adventure. It's packed. So if you backed and read and received M Squad #1, I'm looking to provide even more. This is bigger, better, more badass than issue 1, with the excitement and like I said, the action. There's tons of double page spreads, big, there's explosions, there's devastation, there's fights, there's all kinds of tension. We get a little more interaction with our characters. We get to learn more about them and still delve into the mystery of what happened in issue 1 and who's behind that. So there's a lot going on in issue 2. I'm very excited about it. The beauty is, even with a bigger comic, my goal is to still get this to you for the same price that I did with M Squad #1. And how do I do that? So I do that with your help. So I want to show you and share with you the campaign, the crowdfunding campaign that I've started for M Squad #2, issue #2, and I want to kind of talk through a little bit. So right now, let me share that. So right now, if you go to Indiegogo, you will find, if you just search for M Squad as a search item, you will find this. This is my pre-launch page on Indiegogo. This is M Squad issue #2. All you have to do is put in your email address here, and it will keep you up to date when I launch the actual campaign, as well as provide you with updates on how things are going. And if you notice here, anybody that does sign up for the pre-launch, so if you're in this email list when I go and launch this book, which is going to happen soon, you will get free shipping of whatever you purchase once if you're in the United States. So that's a perk for you to just kind of give me your email address, show me what the interest in this book would be. It costs you nothing to sign up for the mailing list, but helps me out a ton. And when the book does, the campaign does launch and the book is available and you want to buy one, if you signed up early, you get free shipping. So let's look at the campaign and what is happening. So as I mentioned, it is a 40-page issue. All the artwork is done. It is 100% completely done. In fact, I have right here, a portfolio that is full of every page of M Squad #2. And it is the whole thing. So what I do, as I'm drawing the pages, I do draw them in sequence. I prefer it that way. Some people don't. But then I put them in the portfolio, and that helps me not only to keep track so I can flip back and make sure I'm being true to continuity. How did I draw this? What hand was the guy holding, a gun in or a tool in? Make sure it's the same from page to page. But also it gives me a chance to look through and see how the pages would flip if you're looking at a have it so that when you turn the page, surprise, I'm not cheating or giving away anything too fast. So I like that process, and that's something that I've done for a long time. So you can see the portfolio is full, 40 pages are drawn, ready to go. We are going to feature 4 covers. Now I know you're going to say, but there's only 3 covers here. That's because the 4th cover, just like in the first campaign for M Squad #1, the first one of the variants was a blank. It just has the logo M Squad, and the cover is blank. And this allows you, the purchaser, to have an artist draw a unique custom cover. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. For anybody who didn't see it before, this is a copy of M Squad #1. And this is... I gotta get it out of the bag here. This is one of the metal covers. So this cover... Let me come back to make it big. This cover was for M Squad #1, drawn by Adelso Corona. And you can hear that is metal. It is actually a piece of metal. And it is then adhered to the inside cover. So the comic's the same. It's just, it's printed on a cover, and it really makes it get that really cool shine. The colors look so neat on the metal. The reflectiveness and stuff is really cool. So we're going to do a metal version of this cover, of the new covers as well. So you'll be able to get those as well. Let's see. So we'll continue down here. So you're going to have the covers, which are cool. Let me get back to my screen share. And then here are some original pages. So these are examples. There will be original pages available for purchase as add-ons to the campaign. So there's a price for things like this, which are a splash page or a cover. And then there are other pages like this, which are sequential action pages, and those have a different price. But those will be things that, if you're an art collector, if you want to own a piece of M Squad, this is how you can do it, by purchasing one of these original pages. And then here are some more examples of what the pages look like. So we have some tons of action going on. We have a pinup page here of the group in full costume, and then an image here of another splash page, a piece of it from the beginning of the book. So you'll see that as well. As I mentioned, free US shipping for anybody that signs up for the pre-launch. So that's what I'm doing with M Squad #2. And I'm hoping to get your support. For right now, just signing up for the pre-launch is a huge deal and helps me out a great deal. So I really would encourage you to go there, take advantage of the free shipping if it's something you think you're going to get, and let me know how many people are kind of interested and excited for M Squad #2. Oh, let me do one more thing I forgot. I don't have the sound here, I don't believe, but let me play the trailer video for you of M Squad #2. So if you do go to YouTube and you find this this trailer, it does have music accompanying with it, and of course my voiceover. So there we go. So I'm talking about the launch, M Squad #2. So thanking, of course, everybody. And ironically, I think I'm wearing the same shirt, or it's one similar. So here we go. Here's some images. This is more images from the actual book itself. And you see some of these characters. So these are real close-ups of some of the panel work. Some of the page. This is from page 1 from page 1. So super excited. There's that action page that I showed you before with Nova being shot at by one of the techno-terrorists. Here's the other page that I showed of Fang, Gravite, and Boldar taking on some of the folks. And then as well, this is the last page of M Squad number 1 that left us with a mystery of who's the bad guy, who orchestrated all the events in number 1. We'll touch on that in issue number 2. So very, very excited. There's our covers and the review of the covers. So there is my cover. There is the Manga Tenshi cover. Very excited. I love that. And then the Boldar cover by Duck Bacon, also fantastic. And this is what the blank sketch cover will look like. So again, as I mentioned, it just comes with the title, and then anything can be drawn on the cover. So there we go. That kind of wraps it up. It lets you know it's just me filling in the details about what's going on, and then show a little more artwork of the book. So there we go. So there's the video trailer. If you do go to YouTube, check that out. That would be fantastic. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. While you're there, I have a lot of other videos on YouTube. I've been doing a weekly series of art reviews of The Amazing Spider-Man, going all the way back to Amazing Fantasy number 15, and starting from there and just sort of reviewing how the art progresses and talking about the good, the bad, and everything else with those comics. So check those out. I appreciate that a great deal as well. So there you go. So there's the updates. And then, so let me get back around and wrap this up. I talk a lot about campaigns and crowdfunding and your help and what does this mean? So like I said, today, if you go to Indiegogo, I'm asking you to go to Indiegogo, which is a crowdfunding resource page. And I'm asking you to sign up because eventually I'm hoping that you are going to back this project. What does that mean? Backing a project for me is basically a way for you to pre-order the comic book. I want to make this comic no matter what. If you pre-order one, it lets me know exactly what the interest is and how many copies I need to have. So I'm not overprinting more than I need or underprinting less than I need. So I'm getting the right amount of comics printed from the printer. The other thing is, to be transparent, there's a lot of money involved in printing a comic book. So for me, I wrote it. That's free. I drew it. That's free. There's some supplies, some paper, some pens. I have those things. So that part of it is free. However, I am not a full-time colorist, and this is going to be a full color comic, just like issue 1 was. So I need to hire a colorist who's going to come in and color all 40 pages for me. That person deserves to be paid for their services. Likewise, I have a letterer lined up who's going to put in all the balloons, all the bubbles, all the stuff. That person deserves to get paid as well. And so crowdfunding allows us to do is, again, take what I consider pre-orders. If you back this and we meet our goal, you're getting a comic book, 100% guaranteed. And if you look at what I did for issue number 1, I had gone through and figured out, we ran the campaign, we met our goal, and then I said everybody would have their comic book by the end of September. And I shipped out every comic book that was ordered before the end of September. So people had them on the time that I promised they would have them. So my commitment is the same with this. As we back it, this is going to go, once I launch, it's going to go for 60 days. And if we meet our goal, then you're going to have your comic book by the end of September. That's the plan. Of course, things happen, but that's the plan. And I want to bring this to you, but I need your help. So by backing the project, I want to be clear, you're basically pre-ordering it. It's no different than what you might do today for books or toys or video games. The developers, the creators will tell you this is coming out on day X. And if you want it, if you order it now, then it will come and there's no extra money involved. And a lot of times you get extra stuff. So again, right now, the offer that I have out there is for free shipping if you sign up now. If you commit now, free shipping. As we go, if we meet our goal and then we go beyond that goal, we can set what are called stretch goals. And stretch goals are things like we've exceeded the amount of money that we looked forward to just producing the book. So now we have more money. What can I offer each and every backer without asking for any more money from individuals? Because more individuals have participated. So there are things that you get in, I'm looking around to see if I have any, because I have backed projects myself. You get, a lot of times people will include stickers, mini prints, bookmarks, poker chips, all kinds of things that we can do if we reach to that level. And again, when that happens, your initial contribution, so if you back this book at, let's say, $20, so you say, I want a copy, this is the copy I want, I'm going to back for $20. When we reach our stretch goals, you not only get the copy of the comic that you signed up for, but you start to get free stuff as well. So it's in everybody's interest who wants a copy of the comic, not only to back it, but to get other people to back it as well, because the more who do, the more stretch goals we can do, and the more freebies everybody can get. So that's what crowdfunding is, and that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm reaching out to everybody to talk about today. And now the other thing I want to talk about, and I'll wrap this all up, is Indiegogo. So on my previous campaign, and if you noticed, I talked about the Just, it says in the back of the Just, it's this coming to Kickstarter. So Kickstarter is the other crowdfunding platform that's out there, one of the other crowdfunding platforms that are out there. And it's what we used for M Squad #1. So it's possible you may be asking yourself, or you want to ask me, Jerry, why go to Indiegogo if you used Kickstarter before? What's the difference? So here's the difference. There really is no difference. There are subtle differences in the way that they operate their business, how they handle the payment of the funds and things like that. That's irrelevant to me personally, and would be invisible to you, the backers. It doesn't change anything about the product. It doesn't change anything about how it's going to get to you. Indiegogo is just different, and I wanted to give it a try so I'd be able to compare apples to apples and see which crowdfunding platform really worked for me best going forward with any of these projects. I will say that Indiegogo allows for something that's called in demand. So this campaign would be open for you to commit and back for 60 days. After 60 days, I could keep it open still, and you could continue to back it, and you could continue to add to it. Whereas with Kickstarter, what happened is I ran it for, I think, 45 days. And when it closed, it closed. So we met our goal, we closed, and nobody else could back it on Kickstarter. That campaign was done. So anybody who missed it, who then reached out to me later and said, oh, I didn't know about this. How do I get a copy? Now we had to deal direct person to person in terms of what do you want? What copies do you want? What versions? What's your shipping address? How are you going to pay me? That kind of stuff. And that actually, I mean, it was great, but I did almost double the amount that I sold through Kickstarter, ended up coming back in just one-off after Kickstarter had closed. Whereas, so Indiegogo allows you to do what's called in demand. So the campaign is closed, but I could keep it open, essentially in demand for anybody who comes late that says, oh, I want to do this. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, why would I come in those first 60 days then, if I can come in at any time and get the same stuff? Well, for one, as I mentioned, the 60-day campaign tells me how many copies of everything I need to produce so that I'm not overproducing or underproducing. And if people come in later, you might be looking for a cover that I don't have anymore. Things get sold out, and to print a single issue of something isn't really feasible. You have to do a certain print run. So getting in and committing during the 60 days is important. You definitely want to do that if you're interested in backing the book and the project. So that's one reason. What was it? Where did I lost my train of thought? In demand. Why would you do in the early days and not in demand? Mostly, again, it becomes about the demand and the shipping and how many numbers do I need to print and produce. Oh, the other reason, of course, is that there's a goal. There's a monetary goal associated with any crowdfunding campaign. That's the nature of crowdfunding campaigns, and that goal is set up so that if I don't reach the goal, if we together don't reach that goal, nobody is charged a dime, and M Squad number 2 is not coming out this fall. That's then we go back to square one, and maybe we try Kickstarter to see if that reaches a greater audience, or maybe I have to adjust my pricing. Maybe I have to do some of the coloring myself, or whatever it is. There are changes that have to be made. So my campaign is set up in such a way where it's all or nothing. And if we don't reach that goal in the original 60 days of the campaign, the in demand is just add-on. So if we don't reach the goal in 60 days, then there is no in demand. So again, another reason why it's important. If you're interested and you want to participate and you want to get a copy of M Squad number 2 for yourself, then back in the first 60 days. So I also we'll see when I do launch the campaign, I'll do another stream and we'll have all the information there, and we'll look at all the details of what everything costs, which options there are. There's not only are there options for M Squad number 2 in the original covers and the variant covers, there's also an option for you to add in a copy of M Squad number 1. So if you missed M Squad number 1 and you want to get 1 and 2, this campaign will have an option for that as well. So don't worry if you didn't get in the front door of M Squad number 1. M Squad number 2 will have both. You could purchase both. Plus, just as a writer, there's some recap information in M Squad number 2, which will get you up to speed if you missed the first one. No problem. So don't let that hold you back. So again, thank you. I've been rambling, and this is, like I said, a very unusual and new experience of live streaming for me. It's something that I don't do, but I hope to do a little more often. I love watching other people's live streams and the interaction. So hopefully down the road, we'll start to get some more followers, some more people watching and commenting, and we'll start an open dialogue. That would be fantastic. In the meantime, thank you for checking this out. Thank you for your time, and take a look throughout the rest of my YouTube channel. I have, as you saw in this, I have the trailer for M Squad number 2. I have a video trailer for The Just that shows you a little bit more about that and shows you some of the pages from number 1, so you can take a look at what that looks like. I also have a weekly Spider-Man series I mentioned, so look for those. Those come out on Monday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Time. If you like art reviews, if you like Spider-Man, if you want to learn about making comics and kind of what goes into that, then that's a great video series for you. I also have a bunch of other tutorial videos on making comics, tools, process, etc. Check those out. I think you'll enjoy them. So if you have an opportunity, like my videos, subscribe to the channel. And again, thank you everybody for your time, your support. Be on the lookout for more information on both of these projects. If you backed the Just Ashcan, those will be coming to you shortly. There's some in the mail as of today. So keep your eyes open for packages coming from me. And there we go. So we'll wrap it up, and thank you all, and we'll talk again real soon. Thanks.